on tasting the food that we're making, and then we sit down and eat the entire meal a short while after, should we re-bless for the meal? Does this also apply if we add something additional to the meal? For example, same bracha, tasting only the broth, then adding vegetables and or chicken later, then eating the soup once it's done?
Okay, so there are a few questions. So okay, so let's first define meal. So meal as like for the sake of answering this question to make it like more interesting. So we say there is no bread in the meal. Okay, so first of all about tasting. So are you obligated to say the blessing on the tasting? No. So only if you're going to swallow the thing. But if you're not going to swallow, so you're going to spit out, right? You're not going to say the blessing on the food. Understand that's how we allowed. For example, a woman needs to cook a meal for after 9 of Av, right? So or she has little kids, or she has an elderly person, or she has a sick person to take care of, right? They're allowed to eat. There is no problem. But she's not allowed to eat, but they're allowed to eat. But she's the one who taking care of them, so she would be allowed to taste it or spit it out. So in this case, there is no blessing. Why? Because there is no enjoyment of the palate. Right? If you just spit out, there is no problem. But if for example, the food is tasty and she wants to swallow, there is no problem. So she would say the blessing. And if she's going to eat the same food at the meal, so that food is covered 100%. Right, 100% is covered. And if for example there is a similar food with a similar blessing, right, is going to be eaten during the meal. Let's say it's like she's still cooking, but it's almost done. She wants to taste last time, and it's maybe needs 5 more minutes, and she's ready to start the meal with other things, right, with other food, similar blessing. So if she has in mind, so with me tasting whatever I'm tasting, all other foods, same blessing should be covered. Yeah, everything is covered, absolutely. Right. Taste. It's first answer. Second answer. It's very interesting case. So we said if you have a broth meaning what? Sometimes they would do cook meat or chicken. Take out the chicken, do something else, and use the broth and make a soup out of it with vegetables, with I don't know, with pasta or something add some other with grains, whatever they're going to add, right? So grains, let's put it aside. It's a different story. I don't want to overcomplicate. Let's say vegetables, right? So vegetables. So with vegetables, most likely this blessing on a broth is not going to cover the vegetables. Why? Because usually, in most of the cases, you make only one blessing on the soup, right? And if it's a vegetable soup, right? Soup have names. Different soups have different names. So if it's vegetable soup, so meaning you eat vegetables and broth is covered, right? So even vegetables are minority. I don't know, percentage-wise, I don't know, maybe 10%, 15% only vegetables, and the rest of the majority is the broth. But you eat the broth because of vegetables. And they say, our sages say, and it's actually Mishnah Berurah Paskins as well, if I remember correctly, even on the broth itself, it's actually vegetable. So you want to drink this broth by itself, you say Borei Pri Chadama, right? Because it's absorbed the taste of the vegetables. But again, if all of these scenarios that we describe, if there is no bread, if bread, that's a different story. Bread meal, but without bread, meal without bread, that's what it is. And third scenario, I would say, if person is not going to start the meal anytime soon, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so that's a very big stretch of time, like even 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes is like if a person like he keeps in mind that I'm going to eat start soon, there is no problem. But more than that, I would say we would need a separate blessing during the meal. So meaning what? There is no connection. Maybe not 10 minutes, maybe like 15, 20 minutes. That's already too much. There is no connection between two events because it was initially it was too small of the food consumed, like only for taste, and so there is no connection. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So in the case we are eating like a veggie broth,
Mm-hmm.
which in this case the bracha would be hadama, and subsequently we would like to add some chicken to it. What would be the case here? The blessing on the
Chicken. I mean, so for example, so if you have a chicken soup, right, and you have a like piece of chicken, then not chicken cut in like cube or something like in pieces. No, the whole piece of chicken. So it's not a mixture. So soup is considered to be mixture, right? Halachically, right? Mixture meaning what does it mean mixture? But when you take it can take all of the elements with one spoonful, right? So when you take a spoon of soup, so you get some broth, you have some vegetables, if you have some pasta there, so you also get some pasta. Yeah, that's with one spoonful. But if you have like a chicken leg, right, and you have a soup, there is no connection. It's not mixture. So no, we would say one blessing on the soup. So for example, if it's vegetable soup, right, so you say it on the vegetable soup, and then you say on this piece of chicken. So if it's vegetable, it's puree. So you would say most likely you say shechakol, most likely.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.